Hello, everybody. It is time to come in here. It was supposed to be yesterday at noon, but now it's Wednesday, and we are going to walk you through. I am going to walk you through how to make your own template step by step. Super easy. I am Melissa with MJH Designs, and this is something that I just took for granted that, everybody should know how to do this. But obviously, it's not the case. So I want to show you how because there's no need in you struggling over this. I figured out how to do it years and years ago, and I just took it for granted. So I'm excited to show you this. Some people, a lot of people know how to do it already. There's several different ways, and it's just gonna make your life so much easier. Margaret says she is very interested in this. I'm so glad 'cause it's so easy, Margaret, and it's gonna help you out a lot. Hello, Rose. So, I'm big on you drawing things, knowing how to draw things. And I'm not talking about intricate, crazy things. Hey, Martina. But things, simple things, you should know how to learn how to draw because you're going to need it. Even if you use a template, there are going to be times where you need to draw things off, whether your printer broke down, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Or you don't have ink, and you need it in a hurry, and you don't have time to go to the store and get ink or whatever. Something is going to happen. Your internet's going to go out. You can't depend on that all the time. So, learning how to draw, taking little things step by step, is going to help you so much. It also helps you in your painting process. I used to be the one that said, but I don't want to draw. I just want to paint. That was me years ago. So, you gotta it goes hand in hand, so it helps you, one both help each other. So learning how to do the basic drawings is going to help you so much. I encourage you to take your notebook out or your pencil and draw something simple every single night while you're sitting in front of the TV or something. It could be something. I'm looking around. It could be a bottle of paint. Draw that bottle of paint. Draw everything around that you see on this bottle of paint. The next night, I'm like, what you can draw? Nothing interesting for sure. A bottle of ink. Draw a bottle of ink. Something like that. Just do it. Just draw something. Draw a paintbrush. Whatever you have sitting around your house, just pick one thing out and draw it. Or either look up flowers. If you like flowers, look up some flowers. If you want to paint a or draw a magnolia, that would be a good one to do, actually. And the next night, do an azalea. And the next night, do a tulip. Tulips are fun. And do that. Get your little notebook out and just do a whole series of flowers and do them different directions and see how many different ways you can do it. It becomes fun and a challenge and kind of therapeutic too, because you're not trying to be exact and perfect with it. Okay, that's not what we try to do, but it will help you so much. Hello, Donna. Hey, Lisa. Lisa says you helped me with the horse. I'm glad to hear that. Annette, hello. All right. I want you to ask me any questions because, like I said, I took this for granted that everybody knew how to do this. So ask me any questions. I'm actually loving learning to draw. Isn't it fun, Tracy? It really is. You think it's so intimidating to start with, but you just break everything down into small shapes. Hey, Julie. And you connect them all together and you build off of one, and it's like circles and rectangles and triangles. It's not anything difficult most of the time. Now there are things that are going to be difficult, and that's when I will make my own template. Hey, Tammy. All right, so questions, throw them out. What we would do first, let me see. I made a little list yesterday, but I don't even know where it's at. Flying by the seat of my pants. Um, Okay, so the things you will need is a photocopy of whatever it is that you want to draw off or trace off, okay? But you got to be careful. You can make your own photos. You can go outside. I got an old truck sitting in the yard. I could go take a picture of this old truck, and I have done it and made a template out of it and turned it into a painting. So that's my photo. I don't have to credit anybody for it. It's mine. If you get, there are sites that you can get photos from, like I always get this wrong. I always get it wrong. Let me pull it up real quick. It's not free. It's like reference photos for artists. That is one of them. Let me see if I can make that right here. Hold on. So you can see it. Reference photos for artists. That right here is on Facebook. That is a group that you join, but you need to follow the rules, okay? Read the rules and follow the rules. Give permission for photos that you get that you use, which is, part of the whole thing. Whenever you take a lesson from somebody, whenever you use somebody's photo, you should always be given permission. I mean, not given credit, like where you got it from. Okay. So that's one. The other one is there's a bunch of places. Unsplash. Let me see. The other one is Unsplash, and I didn't capitalize anything. So you can find photos on these sites. But again, there's more. Those are two right off the top of my head. But again, read the rules and abide by them and give credit where credit is due. Okay, so you can find photos like that, and then you can make your own template. And hey, Rosie, and you can take as much of the photo as you want and leave out parts that you don't want. You don't have to follow the photo to a T. So, I'm trying to jump ahead because my brain goes 90 miles a minute, and I just want to tell you every single thing all at once. So I gotta rein it back in. Hey, Denise. All right, so you can get photocopies, get permission, and you need to size them to your canvas. Now, that can be a little frustrating at times if you are challenged like I am sometimes with technology, but you'll need to be able to print it. Hey, Kim, print it and make a copy of it and size it. Like you can shrink it down, you can make it bigger to fit whatever size canvas you are using, whether it be like 5x7 or 8x10 or, you know, even larger. You can scan in bits and pieces of the photo and make a really, really large one. Or you can go into block posters. Let me see. I'm going to put that up there so you can see that too. Blockposters.com. It's not wanting to take blockposters.com, and you can enlarge your template or photo to whatever size you want. You pick it by pages, and you got to pay attention to the dimensions. And there is normally, and you can adjust this too, there's normally a small border around it, and you can make it with or without. So it takes playing with a couple of times to really figure out what you need. And it just comes down to playing with it. And you're going to use up some ink. You're going to use up a lot of ink while you're doing all this, and just got to know that. So that is my old-fashioned way of doing this, and but that's how to just get your image and get it to the right size. Now we have to talk about how to transfer it. So we have our image. Let me just say, I went out in the yard and I took a photograph of an azalea. And I'm like, okay, this will be fairly easy to show you how to do to make a template. Well, I wanted it a little bit larger, so I put it in my scanner and I enlarged it. I don't even know how much, to a little bit larger than what it is now, maybe 135%, something like that. Luckily, I have a scanner that I can just punch in the numbers, a printer. I can punch in the numbers and tell it how much bigger I want it to go. So I'm lucky to have that. Another option for you to do if you can't figure this out and get it to the right size is to take it to an office supply store like Staples or something, and they can help you out with that as well. Okay. So maybe if you're a planner, I'm not a planner. I'm at the last second every day figuring out what I want to do. So if you're a planner, you can go ahead and get multiples, send it in, and have them printed. You can, if you're good online, you can do that online. Otherwise, just take it in there. Say, hey, I need this to so and so size, and they can help you out. All right. So then, once you get back here with your images, then you got to figure out how to transfer them off. And that is where the carbon paper, graphite paper is going to come in handy. So you can buy packs of the graphite paper at uh, any art supply store. Um, Hobby Lobby is back in the art department where the pens and markers and things like that are, at mine anyway. And one side it has the graphite on it, and the other side does not. So you want to make sure you are placing it down where the graphite is going to be onto your surface that you're transferring your image to. So then we can take our image. Now, this comes in really big sheets. You can get several different sizes. This one I just have cut down for a small piece. And I like to tape my image down. Normally, I would tape it down if I can find anything just to show you. I like to tape it down because it will move. Even if you say, oh, this, it's not going to move. It's going to move. I guarantee you it's going to move. So if you just tape it down, whether it just be one little tiny section or not, it doesn't have to be taped all the way around. Then you place your graphite paper up under it and you trace the main parts. Don't get crazy and trace every single detail in this painting or in this picture. So you just want to come in and press down hard. Now, this is where things get a little blurry. Again, you need to know how to draw, because you're not going to see it all to a T. And you'll have to kind of make it up as you go a lot of times, because the photos are only going to be so good. So then you just come and trace around the main sections. Remember, as much of this photo as you want. Bring out some of these little doodad things. Shadows are great to go ahead and, hey, glad you caught me too, Elizabeth. Shadows are great to go ahead and put in. I like to go ahead and put my shadows in for the most part. There are some that I don't, but like big areas or something like that, I will lightly put those in. So you can pull this up every now and then and check and see if you've got it all drawn off. So that is it, boys and girls. But you can come across like here, maybe, and draw a few little sticks that are coming, sticks, branches that are coming off of here or something like, well, I'm off. You may have to move your transfer paper around up or down to get the whole image too if it's not big enough, which is another reason you want to tape your image down so that when you do move it, it's not going to mess up. Um, and you just draw random whatever you want to draw, and that's it right there. That's what I just did. Another way, if you don't have the handy dandy graphite paper, then you can really go old school. This is how I used to do it a long time ago. I'm going to turn that on its back here. Colored chalk, and you rub it all on the back. I'm sure you've done this at some point in your life. Colored chalk all on the back. And then lay it down wherever you want it. And you just press down really hard. Yeah, sometimes it works, but it did work. You just got to look at it really good. It's there. I can see it, but in the screen, it's not showing up too well. Can you see that? Can't tell if you can or not. It it looks totally blank on the screen to me, but I can see it. I can see it well enough to paint it or even come in and put my pencil mark around it like this, or even my chalk. A lot of times I won't use a pencil at all. I'll just use my chalk and just come in and darken it just in case something were to get kind of wiped out, but can pretty much see it with the chalk. That is my last resort kind of way, is to do it with a chalk. I know you can't see it, but trust me, it's there, okay? Um, and there's different colored pieces of chalk that you could use, and depending on what your background is, for sure. If you do a colored background, you can do white chalk and it will show up a lot better. Okay. Um, so then that is, I keep thinking that dog was looking at me. I'm just like seeing things. That is one way. Well, two ways. I'm about to show you another way. Those are two ways you can do it. Um, since the iPad has come along, has made my life so much easier. And so now I'm going to show you another way that I do it digitally. I don't print those pictures out. That's the way I used to do it 100 years ago because I'm that old. And now there is a program called Procreate. And let me put that in there real quick so you can see it. Hold on. All right, so this is what I'm doing right now. It's called Procreate. It's an app for your iPad. There are other apps out there. You don't have to have this one. But I like to go in Procreate. It's that one right there. And I use my Apple Pen. There are other pens that are compatible with your iPad. You don't have to have this one. I bought one super cheap on Amazon when I thought I lost one. And by the way, you get so used to using this and something goes wrong, you're going to be like, how in the world did I ever make it in life? I don't know. I'm just saying, that's what, just like having your phone, you're going to say, how do we ever go anywhere without our phone? Okay. So go to Procreate and you can go right here to photo and click on photo, and you grab any photo in your library, your whatever it's called, and you can shrink it down, with your fingers like this and make it bigger, whatever. You can turn it around, whatever you want to do, okay? So many things you can do here. Let me get back to comments so I can see if y'all are talking to me. All right, so this is my favorite way to. No, I didn't, Elizabeth, but there are lots of tutorials out there on everything in the world. I just got in here and figured it out. So, um, I need to watch some. I'm gonna go to a black brush, and then you got lots of brushes, and you just pick the one that you want to use. It's trial and error. Pick out one. I just got monoline here. Sometimes it doesn't go as thin as I'd like it to. So you get to pick out your colors here. You can go all the way around the wheel. Pick it. You got different little things down here. I suggest you come in here and play. You got palettes that you can make, all kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the template making. So, I got my pen, got that, and I got the color that I want, which is black. And now I will come in here. You see, this is the best part for us old people because we don't see as well anymore. And that photograph that I had printed off doesn't show all the details that you need. So you take this and enlarge it for your little old eyes like mine. And then you can come in here. Sometimes I still have a problem. Like I don't see an end to this at all, but I'm just going to make it up. And then I'm going to trace around it. And I'm not one of those people that's got to have it just right. I'm not. I just get the main part and make it up as I go along. I don't care. You see the edges still around there. It does not bother me one bit. If I were doing like a person or a dog or something, it'd be different. And then even then, I'm not perfect with it. So I forgot. I got to back up. I always forget this part. Back it up. Back it up. Because that gives you a backup button, by the way. You have a backup button so you can get rid of everything you just did because you don't want to draw it on the photograph itself. You want to come right up here and add a layer. So everything I just said, ignore it for right now. You write these two little boxes. You can kind of get it in focus. Come in right there. You can add a layer, and that's what you want to do. Come up and add the plus sign, add a layer, click on that layer, come back down here, and then you start drawing, and it's not going to be drawing on your main photograph. You will have another layer, and I'll show you the aha moment in a minute if you're not familiar with this. I don't do all these little details. If I were doing this to paint, I would not be putting this in here, but it may help you, so I'm just going to show you. So that's my main little azalea blossom. There are other little patterns and stuff in there. I don't worry about that kind of stuff either. I know I can come in there with paint and put all that stuff in there. So now I told you about the layer. You come up here and you take off the photo by clicking on this button. You make the photo, it's got a check mark by it right now. But if we make that photo disappear, ta-da, you have your outline. How fantastic is that? So then, if you get it the way you want it, you're happy with it. If you want to play with it, you can still play with it, add different little elements or whatever to it if you want to. Um, Whatever you need to do. When you're happy with it, you come to the wrench, the little wrench up here, the little tool, and you save it. And you can save it as a PSD, PDF, JPEG, PNG, a TIFF, however you want to save it. I normally just do a JPEG, and I will send it to wherever I want to send it to, whether it be my email, Gmail, or I can save image right there. And that is generally what I do. Everybody loves Procreate. Yes, Procreate is fantastic. I love it so much. You can do artwork in there. There's just a million things you can do. So you can save image, and then you can take your image out of your photo gallery. Let me find it. Where we go? Photos right here. Go to my photos. I got my image. And now I will send my image to the printer and print. You can print whether you, pick whether you want it in color or whatever. And I'm going to hit print. It's probably going to tell me you're out of ink, which is always the case, which is why you don't want to go and do this. You're going to see my next method you're going to love so much better. See, printers love on ink. All right, so what do you think about that? Did that just blow your mind if you're not familiar with this? Because it is the best thing. Another thing, this is off the tangent about using Procreate to make your template. That's just one thing Procreate does, just one thing. So you could come in here, take that same image. Now you can come in and pick all these brushes, and you can buy more brushes, and you just play around with all this stuff. So you can come to painting. There's artistic brushes. Come to painting. Let's just pick let's do a round brush. And then we can pick a color. Pick a color, any color. So let's pick this pink color. And then over here, you can adjust how big you want your brush to be. Hold on, Elizabeth. I'll answer that in a minute. And then you can come in here and paint with your pen. And the harder you press down, the darker it's going to be. The lighter you press down, the lighter it will be. And then you can build up layers on top of layers. You can change your colors and get a lighter pink and throw that in and just play with putting color in there. Like that. Is that fantastic? Fantastical. Just like that. You can come out with a masterpiece. And then let's pick a green. We'll just come and throw some green in out here. Again, I can enlarge my brush. You see that big honker piece of color right there? And if it gets on something and wipes it out, go back. It's that simple. And take it a little bit easier coming around it the next go round. Just play, play, play. But you can always use the go back button. And if you do everything in a different layer, like I should have before I started putting color on here, I should have made another layer and then started putting the color on there. And that way I still have my template and it's always good to go. So here, dogs everywhere. Here's my printed out template that I just printed from Procreate. And now I can trace that off on a canvas if it's the right size. If not, you got to resize it. And that's where things start getting crazy. And I hate it. But I did it for, remember, how many years? 100. Because I'm like 165. Anyway, let me answer Elizabeth. Do you then take that Procreate image template to Block Poster if you need it big? Yes. If you need this big and you want to do a big squared canvas of this blossom, then you send it to Block Poster. Super easy. You go into blockposters.com. Remember, it has an S on the end. And it gives you an option to upload your image, and then you pick out how many pages. Lisa said we're the same age. I love it, Lisa. Um, and then you can print it out that way. But there's more. There's so much more. You don't even have to fool with that. There are times I still use one. Um, if it's something super small that I might need it for. But the best thing since what? Sliced cheese. If you even like sliced cheese. The best thing since Mexican food, cheese dip and salsa. That's what I should say. The best thing since that, projector. Projector. I sat here forever and ever and years and made templates and traced it off for all my paint parties like a crazy person. A crazy person. And I had an old school projector that I would use to make my outside my main templates. Actually, I used that big projector to make my templates for my door hangers back when I did door hangers. And then it died. It absolutely died. And then I had to do something else. So I bought a projector. I did go on and look at projectors on TikTok. Everything's on TikTok. Anything you want to know how to do there and YouTube. Um, so this was a cheaper version than the one I wanted. I wanted the Kodak one, but it costs more money, a lot more money. So I bought a smaller, cheaper version, and it does the job just fine. There's two different versions of this. There is one that is Wi-Fi, and the other one is not. One's like 50 something dollars. The other one's like almost 90, something like that. And I done talked so much, my coffee got cold. So this is my ultimate go-to. I like this. You can do small 5x7s all the way up to as big as you want to, and you can even watch movies on it. So this one works just fine for the job I need it to do. Um, so now I don't. I have like sitting over here on the other side of me. I have maybe 60 canvases that I've got to prep for paint parties, and I will not be going the old school route. This is the way to go. And I just set me up my easel. You can do it face down too. You can put this in your you can see it's got a little thing here. So you can put it onto a tripod or something and do it face down on the tabletop. I just set mine up on my easel. I've got one of those just cheaper kind of easels that you can adjust back and forth and the legs. It's just three pieces of wood, you know. And I set the canvas up. I set my projector over here on my table. It doesn't take much room. That's the beautiful thing about it all. And I project it off on every canvas. Like I'll set it for my all my 11 by 14s and do all those. It does get tedious after a while when you got to do so many, but you're not going to be probably doing that many. You're probably going to do one painting at a time. You're not going to draw off the same image 60 times like I have to do. But that has saved my life so much, so much. Deb said, I'm from Florida. I haven't jumped into Procreate yet, but I'm considering it. Deb, once you go, you're not coming back. It is like, it's a new world. It is so fun to do. And using Procreate is not just for your templates, but just for the fact that you can be creative with Procreate and create. Some people just do artwork on Procreate, and you can make a million different things. You can make stickers and just whatever, and you can turn your artwork into printed pieces of art too, and have prints made. So it's not that's what people do a lot for their artwork. It's just the iPad. I like a combination of both. I gotta have my hands getting dirty. That's just how I am. But I do love that, and it's perfect when you are in a waiting room or in the hospital or anywhere like that. You don't have to have all that paint stuff. You don't have to, you don't want to take it with you. You can use the iPad. And this one, this, not the iPad, but the projector has a remote control and everything too. Let me show you another thing that you can do. You could take that, let me see. You'll have to go around the world and back 100 days to do it. Let's see. Like this bunny. This bunny. Let me just save it again. I'm saving it onto my phone. Say, not my phone, but my iPad. I'm going to come down here to PixArt, which is another app. You got to have 100 apps. That's why I have no room on any of my devices because of the apps. So I'm going to come into PixArt. I'm going to choose my bunny. And this is, I did the bunny, the template the same way. And I can come and remove the background from the bunny. Now I can take that little bunny after I save him. I got to come up here and hit apply right there. Next, save, save. All right, so he's saved to my camera roll now. Now let's see what I want to do. Let me look. Hold on. This was spur of the moment. So hold on one second. Let me come back in here and see if I can find these. Let me scroll down really fast because I did this one time and added a bunny. It's not this bunny, but I added a bunny and some tulips. Let me just see if I can find them. 1 second. So I can place that right. Yeah, there you go. But I don't have the tulips drawn off. Anyway, let me just show you in this. So after, this is one that I did right here. This was a lesson that I did last year. I took this bunny and I removed the background from him, and then I put him down in this little field of tulips. Like I think I had a photo of tulips or something. And then I put the bunny, I sized, you can resize him down and you can put him in there. That's why I'm talking. I'm so huge on creating your own artwork and how to do it and make it easy for you. I could talk on this stuff forever and ever. I get so excited about it. You don't have to depend on me and other people for your artwork. You can come up with your own. So by joining two photos together like this, you have a painting, which is super fun to do. So you take that bunny and you size them down just by using Procreate, and then you paste them in here, and I can show you that in another lesson if you want to. Another lesson, another thing, and then you have him to make, you have him with your template and you can draw him off, trace him off, whatever you want to do, and then paint him. So I do that an awful lot. I do joining pictures together to make a painting like that. Whatever. If it hasn't been done, if you're just out there hunting a bunny in the tulips, I don't know, you might find one, you might not, but I just created my own. And then I just added my own leaves in front of it. So I think I had the tulips and I put them over here on the side, and then I had another one over here, and then I just added my own leaves. Remember, you need to know how to draw a little bit, not a whole lot. And there you have it. Okay. So tell me, what do you think? Was that helpful? Are you going to go the old school way and do the trace off, which is totally fine? It gets the job done. Are you going to run out and get Procreate? And who already has it? Let me know. Amy, it is. It is very addicting, but it is a good addiction. mm. It's so helpful. It is like so helpful in an artist journey to be able to do this. Yes, you're gonna have people that just down you big time for not drawing it off yourself. Forget them. Go on, do your own thing, okay? You do need to draw some, though. Yeah, I had the old way, Martina said. Whatever works, whatever gets the job done is how you got to do it, okay? But you don't have to be dependent on other people now. You can go off and create your own stuff. Let me just look and see over here. I don't see anything that I joined together. I was looking for things that I may have joined together to create something, but I don't see anything right off the top of my head. I don't have it, but considering it now, it's well worth it. I'm just going to tell you, and it's not expensive either. I think they have the free plan, and then you pay. It's not much at all for the paid part, so it is so well worth the investment. And then the projector is worth it too. So put that on your Mother's Day list or your what Valentine's is gone, Mother's Day or whatever. Whatever you gotta do to get it, get it. I'm telling you. Or get one. It doesn't have to be that one. But it is both of those things, Procreate and the projector are lifesavers. So any other questions? And let me just look down here, make sure I hadn't lost anything. No. Okay. If you're watching the replay and you have questions or comments or anything, then come back and ask me. I'll be glad to tell you. This is a near, or is it mirror? You can't tell. Let me see here. It's in my Amazon favorites. I do have a painting of the month club. It's just a basic lesson. You don't get all this good stuff in there. You get this good stuff in my other group, but I just gave y'all a special treat today. Hold on a minute. Amazon.com. Trying to find my list. Oh, where is it? That's not it. I never can get to my list. Mm. See how crazy and you got to be really why is it not taking me to my list? Because I'm sitting here, it's making me nervous. That's why. Because I can't find it. Not on Amazon. None of those. None of those. Well, I'll find it and I'll put the link to it. How about that? That'll save time. You won't have to sit here and stare at the top of my head. Uh, Margaret said, "Thank you for this information. Very useful. What part do you love the most, Margaret?" Um, I will find the link to the projector and put it in here. I'll put both of them in here. Rhonda got one, the basic ones without the Wi Fi, I think, and I got the other, and hers works just fine. So you can just hook it to your computer, which is what I end up doing anyway, or your phone or whatever. You don't have to. So get the $50 version. You don't have to have it, does the same thing, it's just without the Wi Fi. My internet's so crazy around here. I end up plugging it up more times than not. Uh really interested in Procreate. I'd heard of it. Yeah, girl. Procreate is where it's at, and there are lots of tutorials on YouTube and stuff, and there are paid tutorials you get a whole lot more out of. I really need to dig in and learn them fluidly. Need to learn what part, Elizabeth? Thank you, Martina. I agree with Margaret. I have Procreate. Oh, you need to get into those. Okay. Pencil and You already have all that, Elizabeth. Girl, are you not using them yet because you're not sure how to? The playing the art part, yeah, I just really tell you to get in there. You're like me. Are you like me that buys all the stuff and then never use it? Like the silhouettes and the printers and the sublimation, everything you can buy, I buy it, and then I never use it. Donna said, "You're a good teacher. Thank you for making it seem not so scary to use." Thank you, Donna. That means a lot. I appreciate that. I could go on forever. I promise you, I could go on forever. I get so excited. But I need to keep it simple and not overwhelm you. But I'll I'm trying to learn. I have it all and need to just learn it better. Yes, exactly. And I do. I'm in a little group now that I never go in. I'm so bad. I join the groups and never go in and do the stuff. I got to do it. On Procreate, I don't even remember what it's for. I think it might have been lettering. I don't know. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't learn anything. Martina, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. There are many people out there helping others out. So there's lots of people to learn from, but I appreciate that. Um, and it does take getting in there and doing it for sure. There's many things. There's so much. It's so deep on Procreate of how and what and all the things to do that I just barely have touched the surface. And anytime I learn something, I'm willing to pass it on. All right, so that is it. If you're watching the replay and you have a question about anything, throw it out here. I'll be glad to answer it for you. Otherwise, I will be back at some point. I don't even know without looking at my calendar and catch up on the challenge that we're doing. How far are you from? Not far. You got relatives in Lithia Springs? Well, I don't know. We'll have to Google that. Maybe an hour, hour and a half, maybe. I don't know. Not that far. Not as far as you are from me, though. You can drive on over here and come on to the paint parties. Anyway, y'all have a fantastic day. Who's doing the challenge? Not many people, I feel, that are doing the challenge, and I feel like I made the prompts a little too difficult for you. They're not. It's what you make of the prompt, as to how difficult it is. But anyway, I will be back doing some of these prompts with y'all. The current one now is the favorite cereal box. So it could be a cereal box by itself. It could be Rose. All these things keep coming up over my phone. Rose did a dog with the cereal box. It was really cute. Oh, it was a doodle, I think. So it had the bowl and the box and the dog peeking like just got through eating its cereal. So you just got Rose is the bomb. I'm telling you, she goes out and she achieves all this stuff, and she is moving like a freight train and creating artwork on her own that I don't have to give her or anybody else. So she is one to hop on her tail and follow right behind her. Go be like Rose and go create some artwork. All right. Y'all have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.